Alright, so today we got something exciting again. Origin stuff kept coming out yesterday. I didn't have time to cover everything. We got a snippet of gameplay on Twitter, but this is the full, like, 30 minutes of the tutorial. So I'm going to be going over literally everything here. The video actually is a bit edited. You see, it's 20 minutes, not 30, because I sped up some of the cutscenes. I left every gameplay bit in normal speed, but the cutscenes... Oh, this is really cool, by the way. Let me actually stop talking. There's no background audio, by the way, so you're not going to be hearing any of that, but them remembering, and really cool on this animation. I cannot wait to see what they can do with Ascanor doing cruel suns on enemies and stuff like that. It's gonna be really cool. But this is the tutorial. In the beginning, we get to play with Tristan and this fairy girl, which apparently is the daughter of King and the N, or one of the daughters of King and the N. This is not a character from the manga. Like, I caught up with the manga, okay? I'm like 3 chapters back. I stopped reading, but she's not in the manga. Like, this is a character that is kind of original to the game, but is part of the universe, is part of the, I guess, the circle of sons and daughters of the past sins, right? But you can see some of the gameplay here. Him just walking around. It's gonna pop in, like, some of the WASD and just the commands, the tutorial for the commands. And the cutscenes are, again, a little sped up. I don't think it matters too much. We don't even have audio. Like, I can put audio on so you can hear it. Like, the audio in the back is just the audio from the, like, convention or whatever this guy's playing on, and he actually has a headset on. Like, he's not the game audio is not blasting through the TV or anything. He just has a headset on, so there's no audio coming from the actual game. So I'm just having muted, and we play some music in the background. But the cutscene looks pretty good. Obviously this is like a recording of a screen, so it's not gonna look the absolute best, but I can see on my, like, 1440 screen, it probably will look very, very good when I get to actually see it in game. On Unreal Engine 5, which obviously the assets look very, very good. There's like a diving mechanic they're gonna show. Yeah, she just kicks his butt. And they start like a actual... Looks like if you play Saints Row 4, it's like that ship mission, like spaceship. We have to dodge stuff. It's the only example I can think of. And then there's going to be combat as well, which the combat is what I really care about most. But this is also pretty cool, I guess, because there's a lot of gliding in the game in general. There's gliding, there's swimming, right? Diving. There's a bunch of stuff, which I really wonder if they're going to implement some of the actual, world aspects to it. Like, obviously, King, for example, probably doesn't need, like, a pet to help him fly. He's a fairy, right? So I'm assuming, like, a character like the fairies, they have wings, or even Meliodas, he has wings, right? Some characters probably won't even need, like, a glider or stuff like that. Like they can just make their own stuff, and it's cool. I think it'd be really cool when they implement stuff like that into the game. Like, you know how there's skinny Ascanor traveling while hugging Mael or being attached to Mael? That has to be at some point something you can do in the game. Probably won't, but it would be really, really cool as well. Yeah, see, here they start the actual first bit of gameplay that I consider important, which is combat and looting and stuff. I watched the video already while editing, and it's a little bit hard to tell exactly what he ends up looting here, but he breaks a rock. Doesn't really look like a bear or anything. It's like flint and iron ore. Again, general gaming stuff, right? Probably use flint for making a fire or something. I don't know. What else would you use? Would you use, like, that for, maybe for crafting, right? Like crafting stuff, which will probably be part of the game. Crafting, cooking. They actually show cooking in the... I don't remember if they show crafting, but they show cooking in the video as well. They come up. Obviously, he touches anything that he sees because he's a weird child. and makes an excuse for us to actually fight stuff, which is what matters, right? Oh, I wonder, they don't show some animations in this video. I'll give that as a spoiler. They don't show any pool animations. I really want to see that because they did some pretty crazy stuff with that. The one ultimate animation for Grand Cross, it looked so incredible, and they can easily knock every game out of the park if they repeat stuff like that, right? For this game, they should be doing stuff like that for Grand Cross to begin with, but you know, if they do like Ascanor coming in just like the Grand Cross animation, Ultimate Ascanor, Demon Meliodas, there's so many opportunities for stuff. If it's Tristan doing the pulls, as there's like combat, they can just bring any of the sins and everyone would be excited for that. It's just basic combat, like light and heavy attacks, I'm assuming. There's no crazy like character switching, any like crazy skills for this tutorial mission, as there never is for like a game, right? In their tutorial. But pretty cool. They just beat up stuff, and the I want to say side character, but I guess your companion also does like some attacks here and there. She doesn't seem ultra worried about helping all the time though. You saw her just kind of just standing there. But I assume there will be mechanics for companions and mechanics for swapping characters, as we've seen on the other trailer as well for combat. So I wonder what will be the priority for most like dungeons and stuff. I'm assuming the swapping character thing. You have like 4 characters and you can just swap between them. And a cool boss fight. You press shift to dodge. It doesn't like explain if there's iframes, which would be like invincibility for like a split second when you do end up dodging, but I'm gonna assume so. It's like very standard. The pixels on this video go pretty crazy when he does all the attacks and stuff. He does that attack pretty often, like the ult. I'm gonna assume so. In the gameplay we saw from the trailer, we get to see him charge the ultimate. So I'm gonna assume maybe you can spam like this guy is spamming, or if you want to charge up a little bit more, you can hold and you do a little bit more damage. Yeah, the fairy girl gets knocked out. This is also a bit we saw in the trailer. It's not real gameplay, like the beam clash. I wish it was. But hopefully we can see something like that as well. Just anything that isn't just combat, I think people do like. When you have to like, I don't know, do a combination of buttons real quick and stuff like that. And then they go into another puzzle. Although he could have looted, there was some things to break right there. He was in a I guess alpha build, so he probably didn't care about looting. I would have completely like destroyed the whole place, get every single bit of loot in there. But you know, it's an alpha build or whatever they're playing, so it doesn't really matter for the overall count. And you can see the guy's using a headset. Look at that. They don't want to share the audio with us. It's crazy. And the video takes a terror. Like I can't even read what it says right there. But I'm assuming you just click one key, which I can't even read. It's Q or something, and then you can just put on these squares or whatever to make up the puzzle. Doing the line, pretty simple puzzle. Yep. Pretty simple puzzle stuff. I'm not a big puzzle guy. I like hitting stuff. I like, you know, spamming buttons and hitting stuff. I'm more like that, dodging, but I know people like puzzles as well. Mini games and stuff. It's definitely going to be a thing, a big part of the game, the puzzles and the mini games, but it's fine. You know, I'll do that stuff when I have to. But the meat of it is like, to me, is like the combat and stuff like that. And more. I find it very bold of them to make such a simple puzzle right after a boss fight, not before a boss fight. But sure, I guess the escape might be just a puzzle as well. Yeah, they're matching the constellations or whatever. I'm confused from this puzzle. Is it a wrong? I think he's done it. And he actually didn't know. Or not. The chest. Again, I would have broken that. You know, the thing that was shown in the tutorial for you to break. But it's an alpha build, so I'm gonna... okay. I'm gonna respect the choice not to. And there's diving and swimming, which is the one thing everyone's, you know... Okay, so this is not just a Genshin clone. There's other stuff as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it will be implemented in the game. I feel like swimming can be something they do for puzzles, but obviously... Swimming combat isn't very usual, right? Swimming combat's probably not going to be one of their focuses. But there's a chest right there. I think he missed. Yeah, he missed the chest right there. But, you know, probably treasure under the water and puzzles under the water are going to be prevalent. And he goes right into just walking around. You know, the climbing stuff and shit like that. Again, there's a lot of climbing, and I do wonder, if you use a character like King, can you just fly, right? Can you just fly however much you want? That's the question. So a lot of characters fly. You probably won't need to hop around and grab yourself at a wall with a character like King, like... I don't know, like a lot of the demons, they all kind of fly, right? Like the angels, they have wings, right? So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm going to assume the game will still want you to have like a bar for when you're flying and not just let you fly as much as you want. It is like a pretty, I guess, free part of the gameplay. They just like walking around and experiencing the world. So I have this at like 1.25 speed because there's no more combat anymore. They're just doing like Genshin stuff. That's what I thought when I was watching this. They're just doing like Genshin stuff. Except for, I guess this in the beginning. When they find this version of Hawk. Or just a pig. Might not just be Hawk, but... And they fly with it. Which we saw again in the trailer. But we get a better look at it right here. Was this in South Korea? There's a lot of like English stuff. I'm just thinking about this. Where was this? Because you would think it would be in Korea where the development studio is, but there's a lot of like English stuff. And not that many Asian people either. There's a lot of white people. So I'm thinking, this might have been in America, and no one told me about it. I would have gone there. You kidding me? I would have gone there if I knew. I mean, I would have to go from Europe to America, but I was still gone. Get illegal footage like this guy just got. I don't care. Yeah, they just let a lot of, like, you know, just talking to each other. Again, just there's no skip. I haven't seen a skip, which really is really troublesome to me. Because call me a meathead, call me even stupid. I don't like reading dialogue. Okay, I don't like dialogue in general. I always skip dialogue. I like playing the game, right? So that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing Genshin, because there's just so much dialogue and so little gameplay that I was like, most of my time spent playing that game is just clicking skip on the chat, just non-stop clicking and clicking and clicking each and every time. So fishing, he gets hawk. It is actually hawk, okay. Maybe it was just a random pig, but it looked just like hawk. This is, I think, 12 years or 13 years after the end of Seven Deadly Sins. Hawk can live like, I don't know, 1,000,000 years or something. It's not really explained. His brother is like thousands and thousands of years old. So, you know, it doesn't look like he aged in 12 years, 12, 13 years, right? So, a lot of talking. So they showed the fishing, they showed the talking. A lot of it. I don't remember exactly. I think they're just walking. So, I will say, thank you for watching. You're probably going to click off because they're just walking from now on. But if you just want to see the world a little bit more, it's pretty. Like, again, it looks a lot like Genshin, but I honestly genuinely expect the game to look better than Genshin because it's newer, of course. Genshin's from 2018. No, 2020. 2020. Just 2020. 2018 is a long time ago. And it's from a much newer engine. It's probably going to be, you know, updated way more often to actually update graphics, update the assets as well. So you actually get the fairy character as a actual unit. And I think from now on, there's no more companion stuff. It's really just that swapping character thing. Oh yeah, they hop on Hawk. That's the thing that's different. I don't know if there is like animal hopping on Genshin because they haven't played enough. It's kind of cool. It's like, bro, Hawk is fat. No, it's it's the speed up gameplay. I was like, damn, Hawk. Jeez. What's I'm trying to think of a game that has riding. You can just ride like any pet, any animal you see. There is a game. I'm just not remembering. You just plop your little hawk. I'm assuming there's gonna be like different mounts. You're probably gonna be able to like ride like a tiger and stuff. But oh, you already get Gil and Hauser right off the bat. Okay, so they're testing some of the attacks and stuff, which is nice. A grapple. I did not see this. There's like a grapple thing. Oh, that's pretty sick. Into the oh, that's a lot of movement. I like that. Into the path falling. I want to see if Hauser can like make himself a tornado to like move faster. Because that's like obviously. So if listen, have you thought about all the stuff you would do if you had powers like that? Like if you could. Oh, they're swapping the mount. If you could have the power of wind, wouldn't you just make yourself a tornado so you can, I don't know, move around faster? I would, you know. So they have so much opportunity for that with the characters that, you know, already exist with those powers. Big horn mount, yeah. There's probably gonna be some crazy mounts. They're probably gonna sell mounts. I was thinking about it. They're probably gonna sell mounts. Even though any and every MMORPG sells mounts, even though this is not an MMORPG. Like that's like their big currency driver, sorry, is the mounts, the cool horses, cool cars and dragons for your characters to move around. See, why would you ever, okay, why would you ever like go up on a rock like that when you have a grapple? That's what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? So there's probably going to be like a lot of movement to not do the conventional way of walking around, which I like, you know? Implementing that sort of stuff makes sense. There's obviously going to be like a cooldown on the grapple and whatever the character's abilities are. Like this character is a grapple. I don't know if the other characters do, but he's walking on the mountain. They're like heading towards the Castle of Britannia. where obviously the ring of Meliodas has has been up and running for a little while. Yeah, it's pretty cool just moving around. I would have just stayed on the mount because it's much faster, but or do that. Yeah, just keep spamming that. The grapple into the flying thing. People are gonna find so many cool ways of moving around fast. For sure. People are gonna just find the absolute craziest ways to move around fast in the game. Is he trying to look under her pants? Kind of looked like it. Yeah, the town is probably gonna be like a lot of NPCs you can interact with, and I think that was like a part that you couldn't go in the game because it's obviously not a real game build or not the full game. And like that's about it for the gameplay. Yeah, that's the whole thing. So let me know what you think. You excited to see more of it? Hopefully we get a beta. I am really hoping we can get a beta that's open and we can just play as much as we want. Or if it's going to be, you know, gate capped by stuff just like the Black Clover. The Black Clover beta was very much fun and it's been months now and I'm craving something. So hopefully in the next few months we can get something like that.